A student in my community sent me one of her songs for feedback asking how to make her chords more inspirational sounding, and this is the song she sent me. And when I first heard these chords, I didn't think they needed much work. However, my student still feels that these chords are lacking energy. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 ways I would approach adding energy to these chords. Again, I don't think they need much, but that doesn't mean we can't try a few really cool production techniques to see if we can't inject a little bit more energy into this chord progression. Let's get into it. So the first thing I would do whenever chords aren't hitting me in the feels is just immediately revoice them. Now these chords as is are actually voiced quite nicely. In other words, they're not in basic form, there's a lot of nice notes, but that doesn't mean you can't voice them a couple more times and maybe land on something a little bit better. What I'm going to do is strip them down to their basic root form, or in other words, build them from the root to the third to the fifth. I'm not going to touch her passing chords because I think they sound pretty good. So now our chords are in their most basic form, and now all I do from here is just start moving the notes around in search for that spark. So the first thing I almost always do with chords is take the thirds, move them up an octave. I just love a chord that is spread over the piano roll with the thirds on top. So that's nice, but when I'm voicing, I will bend the chords around and add stuff until I get what I like. So I'm going to add my favorite thing in the world, which are some pedal tones. Pedal tones are notes that don't change as the chords change. The 2 prettiest pedal tones you could use are the tonic of the scale that you're in, or 5 steps above that tonic. In this case, I think this pedal tone is going to be a little low on the piano roll. So I'm going to bump these notes up an octave. I love this. It's like casually dissonant. Anyway, I like the dissonance of the pedal tones. Let's see if we can move the notes around, make it a little easier on the ears. I'm going to take this third and just double the fifth. I'm going to take this fifth and double it as well. This way, our pedal tone doesn't have other notes squashed up against it. I love this. Question is though, are they better than what she had? Here's what she had. Now back to mine. No, although they are similar, mine are still busier and not as easy on the ears as hers are. So in this case, I would take hers. Here's method 2, which is build a melody right into the chords. As is, these chords don't have much movement. It's just one chord and then the next chord, and you have all this space on the back end of each chord where you can add some movement with passing notes and melody notes. So to build a melody into a chord progression, what I like to do is just start at the transitions of each chord and add passing notes first, and if that's not enough, spread out the melody a bit more. So I'm going to start on this transition. I'm going to bump this chord shorter and bump this up the grid a bit. So if you look at all the chords as is, they're all triggered on downbeats. That's going to give you a very straightforward sound. If we take this third chord and nudge it to an up beat, we can get a little bit less of a straightforward sound. And we'll add a little passing chord here as well to help this note. Kind of gets a little repetitive. An instant fix for repetition is to change your 4-bar melody chord loop into an 8-bar loop and then make a subtle change on the second loop. This way every other loop is different and you can reduce that repetition. I like that. That's pretty. And it fits the song well, too. My favorite song in the world with a melody built into the chords is deadmau5's The Veldt. Isn't that pretty? Such a pretty song. Here's method 3. Whenever you're looking for that emotional spark with your chords, focus on expression rather than just the chords themselves. Expression refers to how you use the instrument to express the emotion of the chords. That's a horrible definition. So in other words, here's our chords as we currently have them. Now in terms of expression, those chords are pretty relaxed and mellow. Now here's the same chords, but expressed in a way more suitable for a pop festival house song. Now here they are again with very low expression and an ambient backdrop. Now when you're focusing on expression, you want to try different instruments because every type of instrument allows you to express the sounds differently. I'm going to create a new instrument track and load up X for Serum. Then I'm going to take our chords and drag and drop them onto our synth. And the sound I'm going to make is my favorite sound of all time. We're just going to keep the sawtooth waveform up in oscillator A. We're going to turn on filter 1, make the filter a little bit tighter, close this cutoff knob. We're going to tell envelope 2 to open and close this cutoff knob at such a high rate of speed that it creates a plucked sound. But first we have to turn the sustain knob down. Now we get this. Let's tweak it a little bit until we get what we like. I'm going to warm it up some. I'm going to add a little bit of sustain. Now with synthesizers, you have a whole new level of expression called modulation. And even just the smallest bit of cutoff filter modulation over the course of your arrangement, where it's opening slowly like this, gives the feeling that your song is always changing and evolving, but your listener can't quite tell what's happening. Now an honorable mention that I wanted to show you, which is method 4, that is trying different rhythms with your chords. Chords don't have to be straightforward like this, where they trigger on downbeats and are usually a whole note or two long. We would take this note, end it here, start the next chord, and have a progression that looks like this. I'll start that one there. We can do the same thing that we did earlier, which is take the second half, just add a couple more notes just to reduce repetition. This is the one. I love this. Isn't this beautiful? I think this is it. If this was my song, I would pick that. But hers is also good, so it's up to her. But that's a video for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to join my active Discord community with hundreds of ambitious music producers as well as myself, where you can send me your songs for feedback and ask me any production question that you would like, you can check out my course in the description below this video, which comes with unlimited access to my Discord community. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I have a link below for that as well. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video lesson.